Hello everybody, Richard Cavazos here with Pride Floor. So we're about to start a massive project where we're gonna be demoing tons of flooring in this beautiful house right behind me, coming back in with a nice herringbone wood floor in a few weeks. But the first thing to do is the demo, right? And I wanted to introduce my friend Bryan Hankins with Clean Air flooring removal, and he's actually one of the founders of the business, helped create this system in which they're doing this dustless removal system, which sounds complicated, but the man right here can kind of explain what it all entails.
Yes, like you said, I'm the founder of Clean Air Flooring Removal, which is a dustless tile or flooring removal process. Basically, I was an installer for 30 years, just like you. I've been in the business a long time, and the customers always complained about the dust and the mess. And a lot of people didn't even want to do demo of tile. You know, they wanted new wood floors, but they didn't want to do demo because it was such a mess. Well, as I was an installer, I started learning different ways from reaching out to other companies around the country who had some tools that you can get from concrete work, dust shop, workshops that have air filtration systems. And we were able to put together a bunch of different pieces and trial and error, and ended up what we have 10 years later, which is Clean Air Flooring Removal.
Awesome. I think even though this house is empty, there's value into his process. A lot of the homes that we come into, people have furniture, they're living in the home. So the last thing they want is a demo company or a flooring company to come in and start ripping out floors and creating tons of mess, tons of dust. And so there's big value in what they do, especially in the past 6-7 years since when I met you, just exclusively started using them for this specific process. And although this house is empty, you still want to make sure you create a clean environment after the process. It is loud, but it is clean at least. So we'll definitely walk in here in a little bit to kind of show you that process. You can kind of go over, the different machinery and how it works, right? All right, so we're here in the house. They've already started the process. You can see there's tile on my feet here that have been torn up. And I kind of want to have Bryan talk to us about that process. Right? What does it look like when you actually started? Explain to us what these machines do, what the equipment does. So Bryan, if you can take it from here.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, as you can see, we've already begun removing tile. And one of the keys to making a dustless process is our setups, which include what this is a separator, which prevents too much dust from getting in your vacuums. Because these vacuums are HEPA filtered, which we have 2 HEPA filters here, which are very important, and a large filter inside. So what this does is it improves our filtration, right? Because most people try and use a regular shop vac or a regular vacuum and they clog instantly. But with a separator and 3 filters, we basically have a 4-stage process of filtration. So we're keeping the air very clean. I'll show you something later that it demonstrates that for you. But these are the most important part of your process for dustless. They're hooked up to our demo tools, which do the actual removal, both chipping tile and grinding thin set, which is one of the harder parts to contain the dust.
I have a question. So what do you do with all the material that you demoed? Do you throw it in someone's dumpster that they provide, or what?
We can do both. We can either, if it's a large job, we'll have them bring a dumpster to the job site. But most of the time we put it in bins ourselves. We collect it carefully, very carefully. That's another important process. We're not just using shovels and throwing it in trash cans, because that creates a lot of dust. And we'll carefully roll it out to our trailers and haul it back to the dumpster at our warehouse.
That's good to know, because I think a lot of people think that, the process of demoing is one thing, but I think disposing of it is another. There's actually a cost for that, right? You take it to a dumpster that you have either on the side, or a dumpster at your office, or if you take it to the landfill, there's a cost associated with that. And the thing is, with tile, unlike carpet's bulky, but it's lighter. Tile is so heavy that you're actually getting charged by the ton whenever you get rid of it or dispose of it. So that's obviously part of the process and the cost that they provide. Not only do they demo, but they'll dispose of it too. I think there's value to that, because some people think, well, they're just demoing, we'll throw away our own trash, but no, there's an expense to that as well.
And this here is what's called an air scrubber. And what it does is it filters the air through a pre-filter, and inside here is a large HEPA filter, which will clean your air down to 0.3 microns, which what that is a hair is 60 microns, right? So 0.3 is microscopic, and it will clean 99.9% of the air through the HEPA filter. So this is an important part of our process as well, because sometimes, through working in a house, a little bit of dust may not make it into the vacuum. The guy may, vacuum may get clogged or something. This makes sure to filter the entire house and give you extremely clean air. That's why we came up with the name Clean Air Flooring Removal, because we're actually cleaning the air in the house as we do the removal. I mentioned cleaning the air in the home, and this is what we use to determine how clean of a process we have. This actually helped us develop our process. This is an air quality meter. It basically has a laser inside that measures the particulates in the air, large and microscopic. And we make sure on every job to get a reading before we start the job and see what the air quality is currently. And then during the process, we monitor it to make sure it doesn't get into dangerous levels. And when we are done, the air quality is always better than when we started. So it's definitely a valuable tool you must have if you're doing dustless tile removal to make sure that you're actually doing a dustless service.
Another part of the process that they provide is not only do they demo the tile, so a lot of times people think that this is the finished part of the process. No, they actually come in and grind all this thin set off and leave it clean to the slab, which is important for us, for a flooring company like ourselves. When we come into the project, we'll still have to level and do some prep work, but they've done all the hard part of getting all the thin set out. So for us to have a good install, we have to have a clean slab. And that's one thing that sometimes the do-it-yourselfers or the homeowners that say, oh, we've already demoed the tile, well, they'll leave us a mess like this, and then we still have to come in and do a lot of work to prep the floor. So I like their system because, again, from start to finish, you're basically coming into a house that's already been cleaned up, ready to go. So for me, we're taking on this huge project, a big endeavor. It's always important to partner with the right people that are going to help you, at the end of the day, give you an ultimate good final product. And it's important not to skip the process of how to do the project right? Whenever you find a company like Clean Air that knows what they're doing, that pays attention to detail. I mean, they're just craftsmen in what they do. For me, I'm just grateful that we're partnered with them, and it just makes our job at the end look good. And so we're just very grateful that you've been part of our process and our team. And if anybody is looking to get a demo done in their house, whether you have furniture or not, definitely call these guys. They're top grade, top notch, 5 stars out of 5 for sure. So thank you again, Clean Air, for talking to us and showing us kind of your process. I don't know if you have anything to say at the end, but appreciate you. So
well, we thank you very much, Richard. You're definitely one of the best companies for us to work with.
You're not saying that just because we're doing a video, right?
No. Again, dustless is a very important thing to me because it's not only about convenience, about not having a dirty house, but it is dangerous for your workers and your homeowners. Personal story, I don't know if we want to get into this or not, but my father just passed away, lung cancer, and he did this. I'm a 3rd generation floor guy, actually, and so that has a lot. It's very close to me because
sure,
this is dangerous. It really is. It's not just about the dust you see, and that's why the monitors we use are so important, because that will tell you the truth. Clean counters don't tell you the truth. The monitors are the only way to know you're actually doing a dustless job, and it's important for my guys, my workers, and any floor installer out there to not be exposed to this kind of dust.
I appreciate you sharing that. I think that just even more value to what you already offered to us, and thanks for sharing, because a lot of people don't see what kind of goes on behind the scenes or the value of what they're investing in, right? And it's just good to know. And I appreciate the fact that this is something that you're passionate about, that you've had 3 generations of experience with, and I'm just very, again, grateful that we've partnered up and you've helped us kind of get these big projects done for us, little or small, to be honest with you. You've helped us with all of them. So thank you again very much, Bryan. I appreciate you, man.